Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I wanted to talk about a recent teaser that we actually got for The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2. A very interesting promo here that gives us a lot of new footage here. And yeah, I want to break down everything here shot for shot because there's a lot of really exciting stuff here that really does give us a new look at the show. And I'm actually wondering if some of this footage is going to be shown in the show. So yeah, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks now. We know that on March 23rd, there's going to be this sneak peek sort of reveal or a preview special or some sort of thing like that for Dead City Season 2. So I believe that's a Sunday. So obviously I will break down the whole thing, get into all the new information that we learn and everything. And then I'm assuming before that, we're probably going to get a trailer or there's going to be some other teasers and stuff like that. They're really starting to promote a lot of this stuff still. I still really want to get the artwork. I don't know why we don't have the artwork yet for the season, but I imagine any day now that's going to be happening, right? Again, we're just under 2 months now. It's literally it's May 4th that it's coming out, right? So yeah, it's literally a month and 3 weeks or something. So the promotion's starting now, and obviously anything that does come out, I will do videos breaking down every single thing. I actually want to do a video talking about something with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and yeah, I won't get into that necessarily right away, but there is something there and a connection to Stephen Yun that happened recently that I do want to get into. But yeah, so stay tuned for that video. But anyways, let's actually get into the teaser here. So the teaser here begins, and it's almost like this commercial, I would say. It's a really cool promo. It basically is a commercial for, I guess, New York City or Manhattan. And obviously you see a lot of stuff here with Maggie and Negan and just sort of what the story is in general. And I will say, just in terms of how the commercial goes here, it really does seem like this is something that maybe even could be in the show. I'm watching it right now, and I really feel like this is something that maybe is going to be shown in the show. I don't know where, maybe it's in Radio City Music Hall, or maybe it's in a specific place somewhere, but I feel like maybe at some point they come across older, promotion or marketing for the city, right? I could totally see that because, I mean, this promo here is basically look how amazing New York City is, right? Why don't you come check out New York City kind of thing. And so I feel like that's sort of what we're getting here is this is a promotion for people coming to visit New York City here, right? I'm really interested in terms of, if we're going to see something like this. This really reminds me of the Commonwealth, because the Commonwealth had a lot of stuff like this where it was just very, I mean, at the time, otherworldly, because it just, I mean, to see TVs running in general, right? I think in season 9 or season 10, the fact that, I think that was season 9 in the second half, but the big fair that happened there, to have them actually watching a movie was just wait, what is going on here, right? So it's really interesting to actually see a lot of this happen here. And so I don't know if this is going to be something that happens in the show here, but I mean, it really does look like it. Or maybe this is a part of flashbacks. Maybe we're going to get a Bruegel episode that focuses on a lot of, backstory stuff with the character. Maybe some of this is a part of that. I really don't know entirely, but yeah, just some really interesting visuals here just in general, just stuff, promoting the show. This could just be a really fun promo just in general from AMC, right? So it's possible it is just that, but yeah, we do see some really interesting shots here of Radio City Music Hall, which is really cool. And then you see some shots of it, obviously, during the apocalypse. And this is actually a brand new shot right here that we're seeing. We haven't seen it from this angle before. So it looks like whenever the power turns on, at some point, there will be another shot where you're looking sort of from above like this, which is very, very cool. We have another shot here of Maggie. We've seen a shot very similar to this before. I just think that because this teaser is a lot it's done a commercial sort of thing or promo or whatever, that, yeah, it just sort of has that tone to it here. But we go to the very next shot here, and we do see Negan and the Dama here, and this is going to be taking place during a big dinner here that happens with Bruegel, and I think Croat's there as well, and there's probably going to be a few other leaders in Manhattan. And I know that in front of them, what they're looking at actually is this walker fight that's basically happening. I think that they have walkers in a cage fighting, and they're just sort of eating supper and watching. So I don't really understand that. I don't get the point of that. I am really wondering if maybe they're aggressive the walkers from France. That would be kind of cool, because otherwise they're just walkers fighting for the sake of walkers fighting, right? I mean, it could be what they did in season 1 of Dead City, right? Where they just sort of have an actual person go in there and try to fight off walkers and all that. It is really messed up, obviously, but that could be what is just entertaining for them, right? And so I imagine for Negan, he's just what is going on here, right? But yeah, that he's looking at Bruegel right now. He's probably sitting right beside him, or he's just a couple of chairs down. But yeah, they're all here at this dinner. I know during this, just based off of some of the teasers that we've gotten in the past, that Maggie will show up. So at some point, maybe it's way after the dinner, but Maggie should be there. It's possible that they already know some of that, right? Like they already know that Maggie is around, or maybe what we actually saw in that teaser before was the first reveal of Maggie and Negan seeing each other this season. Like that's also possible here, but yeah, because we see this one shot of everyone here looking at exactly that, like this like Walker battle or whatever is happening here. And the big chair there right in the middle, that's where Bruegel is sitting. You can tell because the Croat is sitting just on his left there. I mean, I imagine, you know, it's going down. I don't know where Negan would be sitting. It looks like whoever is like 2 chairs down to his right could be him, just because whoever that is wearing a leather jacket. So that could make some sense that he's actually that close to him. And then the Dama is just 2 people to the right there. And that makes sense because the Dama was a little bit further away from Negan in the previous shot. Then we get a really cool shot here of Bruegel and the Croat. And this to me is really amazing to see. Like, I was not expecting to see Bruegel, revealed like this right away. There's still so much about this character that we don't know. And I do like the fact that they are keeping it a secret, right? Like, I think that's the one thing too, though, is it's good to keep it a secret, but you do need to promote what the story is going to be. And again, that will come as soon as we watch the trailer. Like, that trailer is going to be giving us a lot of information because there's going to be, obviously a story there. So there's going to be an overall, flow to the trailer, and we're going to know, specific things of dialogue that the characters say, and just, we'll get a way better understanding of what the story is. But I don't think we're going to get any big reveal of who Bruegel is exactly, because I'm just looking at the previous shows. We never really got a lot of information about Major General Beale in The Ones Who Live. We didn't get a lot of information about Madame Genet as well, going into season 1. We had no idea who the villain was really going to be for Daryl Dixon season 1, right? At all, going into that season. So I think that once we watch the trailer, we'll learn a lot more. I think that it will definitely hype up the villain a little bit more, but we're not going to get everything until we actually watch the show, which I think is the best way to do it, to be honest, because the way that they're describing him as a character is that he's basically very, very psychotic. Like, he's, hilarious, but he's just, the way I would put it, I guess, is that it really does seem like Negan is specifically Venom, and then Bruegel would be Carnage, right? Like, they're both kind of villains, but Carnage is a lot more crazy, right? So I would say that Bruegel is pretty much that. Like, if Negan was Venom, then Bruegel would be Carnage. And so that's what I'm really interested in terms of his storyline and a lot of what we're going to learn about the character, because it's interesting in terms of the overall dynamic here, because I thought that Bruegel wouldn't be getting along with any of these characters. Like, I was wondering if there would be more of a battle between all of them. I think that probably that will happen at some point here, but it's really interesting that Bruegel's meeting with all of them here. Like, Croat's sitting beside him here. So Croat, I'm guessing, where is the Dama in all of this? I really felt like the Dama was a big leader here, but it seems like maybe behind the scenes when her, Negan, and, the Croat are talking, she more runs stuff. But it seems like overall, compared to everyone here, they're all pretty even, right? Unless they're all just sort of just sitting randomly wherever. But it seems like Bruegel is the main, he is the leader here of everything. But it's possible that they're all just they're at Bruegel's base, wherever that is. And so they're guests, right? So yeah, we'll have to wait and see where this goes. But this is really, really interesting. And you got to wonder just why they're meeting with Bruegel, what exactly is happening here. Does Bruegel want something from them? Again, I think a lot of this here, this could be episode 1. If it's not episode 1, this is going to be from way later. So episode 4 or something like that. There's a very cool shot here of Negan, actually, and it's daytime, it's New York City, and yeah, just really cool. He has his leather jacket on. At this point, he looks, very concerned, stressed out, I guess. Is this when they're about to go and meet Bruegel and everyone? That could be what's happening here. I know that there is a lot of shots of him just killing walkers outside, so maybe that's a part of this. Shots like this could really be nothing, in the sense that maybe they were going somewhere, he heard something, and then so he's turning around, he sees a bunch of those walkers, and then, he looks a bit concerned, but maybe right after this, he smiles right away, and then he goes and kills the walkers, right? So just a very cool shot, just because I think in terms of the visuals, this is really incredible. This is the stuff that I really wanted to see on The Walking Dead. And as much as I miss the woods environment and that grainy look for the show, I really do like shots like this, because back then I really missed a lot of the city environments and, Atlanta and just a lot of that, because a lot of that was honestly so incredible for the show that I really wanted to see a lot more from the world. Going to New York City, being able to do visuals like this, the way that the spinoffs are doing the visuals now for the show, it's incredible. It's very cinematic. And so seeing a shot like this, it's honestly insane that we're actually seeing this. There's one more shot that I wanted to talk about before ending this, and that is actually Maggie fighting this walker. The walker doesn't look to be anything too special here, I would say, but it's possible that this is happening like before she encounters the variants, right? Like, again, I don't know if what she saw in the previous teaser was a variant walker, but it seems like it, unless there was like a bunch of walkers that just like ran at the door right away. I mean, I don't know, that was way too much. So there's definitely something off there with the walkers, but this walker here, I don't know if that's what she's dealing with here. This literally could just be a normal walker, but we'll have to wait and see. Like, I don't know exactly what's happening here. It's possible that maybe she's being chased by these walkers and then she ends up on the roof, right? That'd be really cool because that would be like classic Walking Dead. Like, that literally reminds me of season 1 of when Rick and everyone were there in that building and they were forced to the rooftop because of all the walkers and stuff, right? Like, that would be really crazy to see. But really incredible teaser. That's 2 teaser trailers that we've seen so far from the show, and I really can't wait to see what the next one's going to be. There's going to be a lot of promotion. Like, you got to remember that when they start to promote the spinoffs, it gets insane. Like, that's the one thing that I will say that's probably been different from before. Like, maybe before they would promote it a little bit earlier, but a lot of it was like spread out, I would say. Now it's very much like so much promotion in like a short period of time. So I imagine that, again, it's Monday. Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff this week. So yeah, honestly, like this week, I would expect some more teasers. There might be some interviews that come out, maybe, you know, artwork and all of that. I do think the trailer is likely coming out around spring. Like, I really do feel like the first day of spring, that's when that first trailer is coming out. I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, you want to start to promote the show and give a lot more here, right? So they're starting right now. Everything's starting to pick up quite a bit right now, but yeah, we'll just have to follow it. But we got 2 teasers in the last 2 days. Like, that's incredible to me. So anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Make sure to post all your thoughts down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.